everybody, welcome back to the Mystic Hawk YouTube channel. Oh my goodness, what an adventure it has been to get back to you guys. I truly feel like I have gone through like 4 major timeline shifts just to get back here. The dog is barking in the background, oh buddy, oh boy, over there, to confirm, oh yes, I have witnessed this. Well, you guys, what I'm saying is, just like these 4 Doctor Who's, this is Doctor Who on Abbey Road, by the way, which this shirt is representing. And if you don't know about Doctor Who, he's a time traveler, and this series has been going on and on from the BBC. They've had this series going on for, I don't know, at least 40, 50 years, over 50 years, I believe. So it's a long-running series. Anyway, Doctor Who is a time traveler and has all these different versions of him because there's been so many different actors that have had to play his part. So the 4 different Doctor Who's at this time. So try to say that really quick, several times in a row. But anyway, yes, there was 4 major life-changing events that happened with me. Of course, you know about the passing of my father. Another situation is I almost died myself up on a ladder trimming the shrubs. I've been a landscaper for a long time. That's why you see I'm in pretty good shape for someone of my age, so to speak. But I was up on a ladder trimming with a hedge trimmer and actually nearly cut my finger off. I cut the tip of the finger. I missed the fingernail and the bone up on a 10-foot ladder. Oh my goodness. I did manage to get down and get to the urgent care. Got it sewed up. It wasn't a big deal. It took a few weeks for it to heal up. But what I found out, this is where the blessing in disguise was from that situation. What I found out, and I'm sharing this story because you may have a blessing in disguise story yourself, was that my blood pressure was like dangerously, I mean like, oh my God, we're about ready to put you in the hospital high. I never even knew it. They call it a silent killer for a reason. So these are some of the things that you may have found yourself in a similar situation. Well, if this kind of weird, kooky situation that seemed bad at the time hadn't happened, then I wouldn't have found out about something that could have been very serious down the road. Anyway, long story short, another situation was my dear Tito, who was 17 years old, my kitty cat. He reached the end of his life as well, and that was really hard and tough to take, but you know, it was his time. He had lived a long, happy life, same as my father. They both just got to the point where the body couldn't do it anymore. And that was also the message I got from landscaping, is even though I'm in really good shape, doing that kind of work it was the end of the line, time to close that timeline, time to do something else. I've done that for 25 years. I have other skills and abilities which I'm using right now to communicate, to share my story, to share my insights with you guys, to share my crystals with you guys. And you know, so that had to do with career and losing a couple pets, and also just in general, the whole lifestyle that went with upholding that, you know. I had issues with my vehicle, which is very much connected to my livelihood. All that got fixed, you know. That wasn't a big deal. We can get new vehicles and all that. But really, this major change in attitude, it led to me totally changing my website and everything, and really streamlining it. And I have a crystal guide up there. So if for nothing else, go to mystichawk.com and learn more about crystals. It's real simple. So up there, crystal guide, check it out. Or check out some of my crystals I have for sale. And I do have personal readings. Now, what I wanted to talk to you about, this magic number. We have all these repeating numbers, and they've really been coming up during all these major shifts and changes that have been going on. And this time it was 444. That one has been screaming at me for days, like over a week, especially since Tito has passed, been a little over a week. So 444, you got to see there's 4 Doctor Who's. They're on 4 stripes, right? Let's call these rugs, you know, 4 rugs, 4 stripes. And the universe, we're at this point in time in the astrology where the universe is literally, I've just experienced it, I'm a little ahead of time, kind of like Doctor Who here, coming back to just to tell you guys, be prepared for the rug to be pulled out from under you. The key to not getting yanked back into old past patterns, not getting yanked back into repeating these old cycles that need to be closed down and let go of, is to learn to listen to the intuition. Listen to your intuition, the gut feeling, your heart feeling, that first instinct that you have. And when it says jump, baby, jump, okay? So that's what you need to do. Back to 444. Now, there's some things that we need to know about 444, and I do have them written down. I'm going to put on the glasses now. It says, your future depends on your new thoughts, new beliefs, and new actions now. So right now, every thought, every belief, every action that you're doing right now, you're helping your future self out, and your future self is saying thank you very much, because we're creating new timelines, new patterns, hopefully not making this decision to do the same things over and over again, clinging on to those comfort zones, getting sucked back into those old cycles. Because let me tell you, that timeline is no fun, people. I've seen it. That timeline is no fun. You want to be on the timeline where it's unknown and scary in the beginning, but in the long run, it is the peaceful, loving one, the one where you use your talent, skills, and abilities to the utmost. And in the beginning, it's scary, because when the universe pulls this stripe or the rug out from under you, what's under it? We don't know. It could be a solid floor. The spirit saying, I've got you, because fours are all about foundation, security, the material world, okay? So it's taking that three, the idea, the inspiration that we've had, like the Three of Wands, to plant those seeds, and they become solid, stable, four corners. Anything with a four corner, like a house, okay? Home. We're in the sign of Cancer. That's the fourth sign in the zodiac. So, okay, Cancer represents home. So that's home stability. How are you feeling in your home? Do you feel stable in the world and in your relationships? Please leave a comment down below. I do read them, and I will reply. Just to let me know where you're at. And you don't have to, but I'd love it if you did, and give me a thumbs up too. So another thing we need to know with the 4 vibrations, is 4 things you need to know about the number 444, okay? So it is when you practice what you know, your gifts and talents will grow, okay? Just like I'm practicing this. I'm practicing what I know. You see, there's a medicine wheel here in the background. I truly do, on a daily basis, work with my ancestors, communicating with my ancestors, having a real-time, everyday relationship with them, so that I am able, when I do these personal readings for you guys, to truly tune into your ancestors and to trust the visions and the information that I'm getting, because I practice this on a daily basis. You may not see me on YouTube every day, but I will be over here. And if I take a break from the ancestors, boy, do they give me a butt whipping for it. So I don't miss, you know, a few weeks maybe I might go without doing that, and that was only because of all the chaos I was going through with the family and all these changes. But where did I end up when things got really tough? I went right back to the source. I went back to connecting with the ancestors I know I can trust. You can't trust them all, honey. You know, you can't trust everybody in your family. You can't trust all the ancestors. But the ones I can trust and I have a really tight relationship with, they came through for me. They helped me through these powerful transitions, and your ancestors can as well. If you can't hear them right away, I certainly can help to connect you and to teach you how to connect yourself, okay? They are available. They do want to help. Your spirit guides, your angels, your ancestors are there. So this is what I know. This is me practicing what I know. But there's something wonderful and amazing that you do that with just a little more practice, it may take you into that unknown territory. I know it's uncomfortable, people. I do. I get it. But the old world's over. That's what I've really had to come to terms with within myself. And and you guys as well, we all do across the board, especially here in the United States, as we're about to hit the Pluto return here again. It's over. The way life has been is over. Now it's time to create the new normal, or get put into a position where somebody creates it for you. Which do you want? You want to get pulled back with that rug, or do you want to go down to that unknown black hole rabbit hole that may be under this stripe and find out what's there? Find out what your future self and your higher self and God got us all that is set up for you. It says, number 3, the angels and the universe are supporting you on your life journey. They always are. I know it doesn't seem like it. I tell you what, I've had my own dark night of the soul around this, my own go, oh my God, what's going to happen? But so long as I'm on my path, even, I would say just a little bit, I'm not saying that we can get into those murky areas, but even if just a little bit is the best we can do on that particular day, do it. Maybe the best I could do on some days was just come out and do a little prayer and offer some bird seed. I do feed the birds under here, so if you see birds walking around, offer some bird seed to the ancestors. Do a little prayer. That might have been the best I could do on that particular day. But then a day, 2, 3 later, I find the strength to be able to get back out here to do videos. It's powerful, powerful transitions. And not only that, I'm so much better, so much stronger than the last video I made. It's all about that improvement and the growth. So we try not to be too hard on ourselves, but don't get too lax on yourself either. There's that really nice little balance, that fine line there. And number 4, which is the one I really like hearing, is a departed loved one is reaching out to you from the other side. And especially if they're recently departed, they realize that they could be better, they could help you better, they could better support you from the spirit world by guiding you, nudging you, leaving you little feathers, leaving you little coins, little messages you know came from just them, or the little ant that bit me. No, just kidding. But leaving you little tokens to remind you that I'm here and I'm guiding you. Or for example, if you got a reading from me, I do crystal readings, they are on the website. But if you do a reading from me, part of it is getting an ancestor reading. I can't guarantee it, but 99% of the time somebody comes through to talk to you, to guide you, to help you out, because they can see things from their perspective and they don't have that judgmental 3D ego anymore. So they really do see it from a soul's perspective, and for your soul's growth, they said, hey, you know, that direct, I know this makes sense in your logical mind, to your ego mind, but sometimes the spirit says this is the better way. Says, so we're all here making choices to help our future selves, but not just our future selves. We're here to help the future. This is a very turning point, pivotal point in our world, and it takes each and every one of us to make the change on the inside. Even a little change each person makes shifts the timeline. Choices shift the timeline. If we decide we're going to do the world all the same all the time, nothing would ever change. It would just continue to degrade, to deplete, to run out. Perhaps that's why on the spiritual level, there's so many reasons. On the political level, we're not even going to go there, but on the spiritual level, how the universe likes balance, is that we have kind of overused some resources in the past, perhaps like oil and stuff like that, and now suddenly we're beginning to feel the impact and the pain of it. Okay, so that things can balance back out, so we don't use so much of it. We find alternatives. We're going to have to do the same thing in our life, to take a real big look at our resources and find out what alternatives. What else can I do? What other kinds of talent, skills, and abilities I haven't tapped into? So, like, you know, for me, it was always easy just to get out there and do landscaping. That's what I've always done. But at this point in time, I have other talent, skills, and abilities, you know, galore to tap into. So that's what the universe wants me to do. The universe says make videos. Even if I'm only talking to one person, it doesn't matter. This is what Spirit wants me to do. This is what my future self has asked me to do so that she can do what she needs to do, okay? And we need to take new and specific action towards something for our future. So we've already talked about that, taking this specific action and doing something toward our future. Now, before I get into the cards, I want to show you something, speaking about the future, something new on Mystic Hawk crystals. We don't just have crystals anymore. Now we're kind of slowly but surely moving into jewelry and power objects, and this is both. This is both a piece of jewelry and power object. Check it out. Looks like a little guy kind of hanging on for dear life, and this crystal is called Hang In There, baby. Hang in there. I know some of you may be feeling like, oh my God, I'm just barely hanging in there. I'm hanging by a thread. This crystal will help you feel more grounded, help you get to that 4 energy instead of feeling like you're just swinging around out there. This pendant, and they all come in these little bags that I write by hand. This is an Isis Devik with a coil copper wrap. So the Isis pendant really does helps you to tune into your intuition and that feminine side. Devik means there's a spirit guide and a spirit helper in there, most likely a female, could be a female ancestor, whoever decides to connect with this crystal, for you specifically, whoever buys it. And they're just helping you to hang in there, to let you know you're not alone. So this is one of the pendants that I have out there on Mystic Hawk crystals on Etsy. You can go to my website, mystichawk.com, and it'll take you to Etsy as well. Open up it, and it keeps my website open so you can refer to the crystal guide. If you're looking for a specific type of crystal, you can look up what it means on the crystal guide. I do put that in the description on Etsy, and I realize not everybody reads those, but if you want to learn more about crystals, there we go. That's a good start. It is a work in progress. I'm going to be adding videos and other things to that in the future. I'm not going to say a whole lot because I don't want to jinx myself. But, you know, here's another one really quick. This is 0 point. Now, a lot of us, that's where the power is in the now, and it's 0 point. And if you really want to focus your power, and this is like a time link crystal as well, talking about Doctor Who and time travel. So this is quite the time link crystal. Let's see what this one has to say. Oh, and it's future activation. So if you want to activate something in the future, this is a nice little future 0 point crystal. And it's been blessed by the birdies. Poo-poo. I'll get a new bag for it. Anyway. Hey, for those of you that have a sense of humor, no, it did not get on the crystal. But it has been blessed by the birdies. So it has very good luck for the future. I might keep that one for myself. You might want to hurry up and buy it, folks. Okay. So, and anyway, we also have this one in the bag. We'll leave it in the bag. It's a crossroads pendant. So if you're at a crossroads in your life and not sure what decision to make, this little pendant can help you out. Now, just have basic cord necklaces. In the future, if these catch on, I'll have some better necklaces to go with that. So there you go. Okay, well, let's get into the ancestor cards now. And oh, it's so good to be back. I mean, it was kind of weird. That was a woo. I tell you what, going through them time tunnels and all them timeline collapses and shifts. Whoa, people. Whoa, how are you doing out there? Did you make it? I guess so. If you're watching this video, you made it through. At least those. We have more to come. This is all about practice. 3, 2, 1, jump, people. 3, 2, 1, jump. So let's see what the ancestors have to say to all of us in the collective. Oh, it's gonna make me cry. It says connect with animals, animal spirit guides, healing, and past pets. So Tito is here with us. He is blessing. I just got goosebumps. I just got chills. Maybe I'll put up a picture of him. But my dear Tito is here with us. He is a magic man. He was a magic kitty cat, and now he's a magic kitty spirit. And he is here, one of my guides. So any of you have animals that are crossed over, or the ones that are still alive, they're so very important to us. They give us unconditional love, and that's what everybody needs right now, is a little bit of unconditional love right now, people. We're all going through it. We have, some of us have good days, better days than others. It's really a time of testing and trial and tribulation, the time of tribulation here. The next one we have is Earth Magic, just like we are right here in the middle of Earth Magic. There she is. Look at the trees with their faces and all the little gnomes and the earth spirits out there. The little medicine woman out there. Nature, rituals, and charms. So I just showed you one of the necklaces. Those are like charms. I have a friend of mine that puts a lot of good energy into wrapping those crystals. Decaf Silver. Check her out at decafsilver.com. And she has wrapped the crystals. She puts a lot of love and time and energy into them. And the crystals were collected with love and time and energy, and these were meant to be power objects, objects to help people that are on the path of ascension, to help people that are healers and whatnot, just everyday people that need something extra these days. So a lot of good energy was put into them, and they're one of a kind. Each one is like a snowflake. So check them out. But that's Earth Magic and charms. Maybe you have a charm. Perhaps you can make some charms out of the earth. This is talking about going back into nature and letting the nature spirits talk to you, connect to you, just like they did when these crystals, when this driftwood, all these things that I use in my power objects, when they come to me, they have something about them that's really special, that draws me to them in the first place. So especially in nature, but just in any situation where you feel naturally, this is what I'm hearing from Spirit, when you feel naturally drawn to a situation, those are the ones that Spirit is trying to lead you to. Spirit would not lead you into trickery or into situations that are draining or deceptive. Of course, we know who will lead you into those areas, the shadow, right? All of us are on the road back to basics, baby. That's what it feels like, huh? Excuse me. Allergies. Always something. So we're going back to basics. You notice he doesn't have hardly any clothes. All he has is the one bag with the tools that he needs on that journey, on his walkabout. You know, they're nomads. And he's even there back by himself, really meditating and thinking on the journey and letting Spirit talk to him, letting the Earth Magic and the nature spirits speak to him when it's back to basics. Perhaps some of you need to go on a walkabout, go out and spend some time in nature. And really, I think what these times are really trying to show us is what's truly important to you, what really matters when it comes down to it. Having a lot of things, a lot of cars, I don't know, I'm not judging. What truly do you value? That's what the North Node in Taurus is asking. And a lot of times we find out what we value most when we find ourselves going back to basics, starting over. It's not always a bad thing. Oh my gosh. Here I am at the ancestors. Who else comes through? It says connect with past loved ones. So those loved ones we were just talking about, connecting to the ancestors. Hello, Dad. I suppose my dad is here as well. My dad and Tito. So I'm not alone out here. So connect with loved ones that are passed over. Sense, feel, and reconnect. And like I said, sometimes they'll give you messages, things that you know are only about them. Sometimes they'll send you feathers, coins, move things around in your house. You'll hear something on the radio, the first thing when you turn on the radio in the car, or listen, first thing you hear on YouTube. Perhaps this message is for somebody out there, and I am confirming that yes, indeed, that is your passed over ancestor, your mother, your father, your grandmother, your brother, sister, your best friend, your lover, your husband, your wife. There's so many of you out there. I gotta slow down. I talk too fast, I start to cough. So those are the 4 cards. So you know, again, that's some of it, them telling me that they're okay, but also for those of you that have lost pets and ancestors. I mean, we all, I don't know anybody that hasn't lost somebody in these past couple years. So, you know, we're all connected, you know, 6 degrees of separation. We all feel this loss. We all have been in mourning. And they are letting us all know from the other side, we're okay. I feel them on the other side. Back here, I can feel the ancestors saying, we're fine. We're worried about you guys. We're worried about your decisions, what you're going to choose for the future. This is really, really important. We didn't have the codes. We didn't have the programming. Our bodies didn't have the ability to withstand the energy that you're about to be bombarded with. The choices are critical so that you can handle the energy mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. It's all important. We got to be able to handle these incredible downloads of energy that's coming through. So let's see what the tarot cards have to say. Been a while since I did this, but I'm really appreciating how smoothly and powerfully this is going. So there we go. Now we got it, 8 of Swords, but it's the back side of 8 of Swords. Beginning to realize, getting out of that analysis paralysis and beginning to realize that you can set yourself free. You can make the choice to align with the eagle, which is the spirit, great spirit, the eagle, to align with the eagle and set yourself free. Get out of that old thinking. That's just what the 444 is saying. 444, time to let go. Have some new thoughts, new beliefs, new actions, new goals, okay? Woo. Yeah. And then we have the back side of the King of Swords. We got the woo-woos to confirm. Got the Knight side of the King of Swords. He's talking to the thunder beings there, talking about putting some fire, putting some electricity, putting some of that powerful thought, mental energy into that action. He is, when the King of Swords decides to do something, he's not playing. So maybe he's realizing his princess, his daughter is out there, all trapped out there. He's sending her a message: set yourself free, honey. Remember who you are. Dang it. Yeah. Have a little drink of something here, a little coffee. Throat chakra. It's been a little while since this has been open, so I have to talk a little more slowly and softly. Wow, the 9 of Swords. Yeah, that's that fear. I mean, you don't turn on the TV, people. If you know it's good for you, don't watch anything about the weather, and maybe not that. Especially if it's another 100-degree day, you know, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God, I don't even want to go outside. Ah! Okay, that's kind of how I felt before today. This is the first nice day we've had in about 10 days. Oh my goodness, over 100 degrees. So there we are, you know, just being afraid to go out there and try something new. But the ancestors, I really feel, you know, they're saying, we got you. Don't be afraid. And please don't be afraid of us. Don't be afraid of talking to us, but don't be afraid to reach out and to try something new and different. Remember that we're here to support our future selves. So, one more. I'm going to do 4. We're doing 4s. 444. We got 4 ancestors. Oh, look ahead, we got the Wheel of Fortune. Yes, making the right choices sets the wheel in action to lead us to a higher destiny, to our destiny. This is a fate card, a card of fate, a card of karma. And what we have to do is to get past this analysis paralysis and all these fears. He's the magician there over the Wheel of Fortune, turning that Wheel of Fortune to get out of this. You know, dialing up a new destination on the Stargate, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 timelines to get back to the one you need to be, the one that isn't in fear and stagnation, to become the Lightning King, right? And find your way out of it, because, you know, wheels, the Stargates take a whole lot of energy, and the King of Swords has the energy to get through. So use your mind, but not just mental control. Let the heart be your guide, but the mind be the power to make the decision. So, speaking of, now one of the things I realized that a lot of people are, of course, are worried about money, finances, everything going on out there. So we're gonna pick some abundance angel cards, see what's going on with the abundance angels. La da da da, abundance angels. All at once. All right. So, they gave me 3 at once. Should we keep them? Here, I'm listening for the vote. Most of you say yes. If you say no, I'll go with the yeses. Declutter. So maybe there's some things around your space. Perhaps you can get rid of them, give them to charity, or have a yard sale, sell them on eBay, whatever. Just declutter your space so you can make room for this new reality, for the new stuff. Also, declutter your reality by clearing out those old timelines and letting that situation go. Have the courage to ask for and accept help. Okay? Some of you might be in a financial situation where you really need to ask for help, a loan, or maybe a little extra time for something. They're saying to have the courage to ask for help, whatever help that may be. You may need emotional help, you may need financial help, wherever you need help in your life. It could be with all this mental strain and this stress, you may need a counselor, somebody to talk to. Get a reading. Have the courage to reach out for some help, for some guidance from even the ancestors, whoever it is. Oneida Island, the universe wants to help you, but you have to open to receive, to allow that help to come in. And here's a doozy, folks. Let go of guilt. Oh my God, I'm going to read this one. It says, when you allow your light to shine brightly, you inspire others. Forgive yourself for what you think you've done or not done, and trust that God loves you unconditionally, just like the pets and now the loved ones on the other side. God loves you unconditionally for who you are. Learn and grow from the past mistakes instead of berating yourself for them. Oops, perhaps it was good decisions in the past, but if we continue with those same decisions in the now, there would be bad decisions that our future selves would have to forgive us for. Do we want to leave things for our future self to have to constantly forgive us? Or maybe, like I've been getting a little bit lately, and I have definitely done for my past self, is, oh, thank you for doing this, this, and this that set me up like that, that, and that, so that things aren't crazy for me. I mean, they could certainly be better as they are with everybody, but they're not like really bad, right? That's because my past self made some decisions to set me up a little bit better, in some ways. One more from the Angel of Abundance. We just want one this time. So let go of guilt. That's a big one. Feeling guilty for all these mistakes, and that really sets us up in some really codependent paradigms with other people. If we feel guilty because this and that or whatever, you can set yourself up into a real karmic cycle with someone that doesn't benefit either one of you. That's perhaps why I can't talk, because the quiet retreat. So this is a time, and I know you may not feel like you have a lot of time, but even if it's just for a few minutes, an afternoon, a morning, a few minutes even, to have that quiet retreat so you can actually hear the messages from your ancestors, the messages from your higher self, future self, guides. God got us all it is, We have to go into that retreat so that we can receive the answers and listen, because otherwise the monkey mind is blah, 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 and the monkey mind only knows what was and what is. And by focusing on this is how it's always been, this is how we've always done it, this is what I believe about the situation, all these deep belief systems, yada, 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 we end up creating the same reality. So something in there has to shift so that we can end up on a different trajectory, a different personal timeline. Decisions and choices are the key to shifting timelines. Now, for the relationships, for all of you out there, because we got a lot of Venus-like energy. We got a lot of stuff with Neptune and Venus. Neptune is about to go retrograde. Rose-colored glasses are going off. Things are becoming apparent in finance and romance and all these situations. Not just romance, but relationships. So we're going to say relationships. So maybe a romantic situation I'm pulling on. Might be a co-worker, best friend, boss, family, friend, you name it, okay? Just the person you're thinking of. It says pay attention to the red flags, okay? The signs are cautioning you. So there could be someone around you where there's some red flag situations, perhaps leading you back into making the same old decisions over and over again. Some people want to change, some people don't. And I'm not saying totally cut them off or cut their heads off, but sometimes we need to step back from people in the past, and sometimes we just need to let them go. And you know, it's never an easy decision. But you know, there just comes a moment where, you know, when you know it's time, it's time. And you know, may not be anything wrong with that person at all, but it's just where the relationship takes you. That person can be perfectly fine, wonderful, in a whole different situation, but when you interact with them, it can really set up, you know, some different energy, or it could be energy from the past that you just can't bring forward with you. That person always wants you to be the person that you were when they knew you 5, 10, 15 years ago. There's a lot of people out there, family number one, and amazingly, nobody stays the same. Some people, I guess some people do, but we all change to some degree. It's time to have some heart-to-heart conversations. Now, some of the situations, if there are red flags, they can be worked out, but they just need to be brought into consciousness with grace, ease, and compassion and gentleness as much as possible. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. That can be love feelings, but it can also, I'm honestly pissed off at you, right? I'm not talking about you guys, but you know, just put it that way. Maybe not that way, but being honest about how I really feel about it. When you did this, or when this situation happened, this made me feel this way. You're not expecting the other person to change, but sometimes, oftentimes, we may not realize how we affect other people. Just because we don't process emotions the same way, we don't process thoughts in the same way, we haven't all had the same experiences in our lives, so we may not realize we've even impacted, or that other person may not realize that they triggered you or impacted you. You're not asking them to change who they are, but just, you know, to have an awareness of it. Most of the time when people are aware of they're doing something that's upsetting, they try not to do it. Sometimes you just have to get over it. Might be a little both in there, right? Okay? It's a little bit of both. Everybody has to meet in the middle. Balance. Oh, is somebody getting married, some kind of wedding, partnership, some kind of collaboration happening, and I say, if it's not actual romance or a wedding, somebody actually getting married, I almost made it through without a tool happening. Hopefully y'all can't hear that too much, but if you can, I'm really sorry. We're almost at the end. I talked too long. I had 30 minutes silence before another tool. I've been out here for 2 hours trying to make a video. So I'm kind of, all right, be aware of codependency. These are the times we're coming out of here. We're trying to go from codependency into interdependency. Could be addictions. You may have a codependency with an addiction to, who knows, shopping, people, drugs, getting approval. I mean, we can have addictions to all kind of things, but what I'm seeing, these codependent relationships, is like it's kind of back and forth in it, to give and get and all that. And it, you know, you hear that dissonance that's happening over there, the guy using his grinder. Yeah. Relationships that have that kind of feeling, that just kind of grind on you, or situations, that's a situation to pay attention to. Is it making me crazy? If so, might be time to step away and say, thank you everybody for watching. No, anyway. The thing is with the 444 is to make decisions with your future self in mind. Not the fear of what can happen in the future if all shit breaks, you know, if all hell breaks loose. No, but with your future self in mind, based on the times today, not based on pre-2020, okay? Based on what the world needs now. Where do your talents, skills, and abilities fit in? Please let me know in the comments below. If not, hey, come on, visit us at Mystic Hawk Crystals over there, or just check out my website and learn a little more about crystals from the Crystal Guide. Thank you, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye now.